Howdy guys and gals. So today is a sunny Sunday day, and we are heading into adoration as the weekly challenge last week talked about. So yeah, let's go. So that session in adoration was exactly what I felt I needed. It was just really nice to be able to sit there and hang out with Jesus for a little bit before I head to Mass, because I haven't gone to Mass yet and I'm going to the 7 p.m. Mass, and I didn't realize that there was going to be a 6 p.m. Mass here at the place I came to adoration at. But there is, and there's a lot of people, which is why I'm not outside like I usually am, and I have to film it in my car because, yeah, I still get a little, just a tiny bit, like, self-conscious? I can't do words. Good thing I am not an English major. Self-conscious about vlogging in front of other people. So, I didn't realize that the video cut off, and we're gonna have to start again. So let's try this out again. So in talking about the summer challenge, or heading back to the summer challenge, like, whoo, that time in adoration was so great. But heading back to the summer challenge, one of the things was to go to adoration, and I'm finally happy. I am happy that I finally got to come on Sunday. I know it's like the last day of the week to actually go to adoration, but hey, I'm here. I think I'm gonna make Sundays like my day to go, and yeah. It helps me make sure that I'm vlogging to you guys. Also, exciting news. I created an Instagram page. Woo! It's at CatholicJedi, the same way that the username on this channel is. And I can keep up with you guys there, and you can keep up with me there. And yeah, I can put stuff there that's not quite videos, but they kind of are, but they aren't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. So there's that. And so going back to the summer challenge, aside from going to adoration, one of the things that I mentioned was to read something that you would be challenged. So I've had this book maybe about, it's really bad guys, a year and a half now, and I'm not even finished with it. Haven't even read it multiple times. This is my first time reading it still. So one of the things that I wanted to do for my part of the summer challenge was to complete the book for the summer as one of my summer readings. I'm almost done, so if I finish, I'll go on to another one. And the book I'm reading is Emotional Virtue. What? It's by Sarah Swafford. She's really cool, Catholic woman. It's a really good book. It's on a guide to drama-free relationships. She even signed it. What? That's so cool. But it's a really cool book, and it talks about relationships, not just romantic, because you're not only going to be in romantic relationships in your life, you're going to be in other types of relationships, such as like friendships, your family members, etc. And she dives into all that, and it's a really cool book. I'm like, do you see? I'm like halfway there, and I haven't finished, and I've had it for like a year and a half now. It's a really cool book, and I'll definitely have to let you know about it as soon as I finish reading it. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's especially like a good like foundational since I've already read the Dating Detox, and yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so aside from those two things, I also mentioned about like finding like an accountability buddy. I still have to find mine. I think I know who I want to be mine, but I have to ask her first. But I think she's totally cool with it. I mean, we were both definitely up for a spiritual challenge this summer, so I just have to ask her. Yeah. So the other thing that I had mentioned was to pick someone to pray for in your time of adoration and write them a letter. And yeah, so I did that, and the person I wrote it to, yeah, that was the right sentence. The person I wrote it to is actually my future spouse. Yeah, I've had a lot of discernment. In my heart, I feel like God is calling me to married life. That's another story for itself, and a few friends who know about me know I never wanted to be called to married life. But maybe that's a story I will tell you later. If you are interested, just let me know and maybe we'll talk about that. And so I decided to pray for my future spouse and pray for my vocation and wherever he is. Yeah. And so I wrote a letter to him during adoration, and yeah. So he was my first person that I wrote for. I know technically I really can't be thankful for someone I don't know yet, but I am, because if God does call me to the vocation of marriage, then I will have this really cool person that's gonna help me and push me to grow closer to God and to reach for heaven, and I'm gonna do the same for him as well. And so I just thought it was appropriate to start my first letter off with my vocation, or the vocation that I believe God is calling me to. But yeah, I would love to hear all about how your journey is going. If you are taking the if you are taking the summer challenge, I would definitely love to hear all about it. Please tell me for sure. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today was actually journaling. I've had this journal for a couple of years now. I know because I first got it when I went to the Focus conference called Seek, put on maybe like 2 years ago by Focus. And yeah, if you don't know about journaling, it's basically just like your prayers written down on paper. And it's really cool because it's like your own like history book of your prayers. And today I happened to find myself rereading through some of the prayers that I totally forgot I had. It's really cool because, you know, when you grow closer to God, your prayer changes, and the same thing is true for when you're not that close to God too. Your prayer life definitely changes. Looking back at my old journal entries, it's really beautiful to see how much I've grown and to see what's changed in my life, but also to see what's been consistent in my life. Yeah, I would definitely highly recommend journaling. It's a good way for you to keep track of your prayers, because, you know, sometimes we get distracted and we're like, oh my gosh, God never answered my prayer. Ugh. But then you look back and you're like, whoa, he did. He just didn't answer it in the way that I thought he would answer it. And so that's the beauty about journaling, is that you're able to do that. Plus, if you're like me, you can get distracted real easily and your mind can wander. And journaling kind of ensures that your mind does wander still, but it ensures that you'll always get back to where you were in the first place in order to finish that prayer. And it just helps you to see how much you've grown spiritually, how much you've grown as a person, and it's just a really beautiful way to reflect on what's going on with you. Your journal doesn't have to be super expensive. Mine kind of is, because it's my nicer journal. It's a moleskin journal, so it's a little bit more pricier, but yours doesn't have to be that expensive. It could be something as simple as a spiral journal, a notepad, whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be expensive unless you really want to invest in your journal. I take it with me all the time to adoration, when I know I'm going to go on a retreat, when I'm going to be in a different place, like the conferences, or any time that I know that I will have a chance to pray. And yeah, it's kind of cool because like when I do take it to different places, I get to remember what I was thinking and seeing at that point in time, if that makes sense. But yeah, journaling, I highly recommend it. That's all I got for you guys today. I really do want to hear about how your summer challenge is going, if you are doing it. I know a couple of people are. But yeah, I hope to hear from you. I'll see you maybe on Instagram, on the Instagram world. I'm praying for you guys, and I will see you guys later. I hope your summer is going well and it's not as hot as it is here where I live. But if you live here where I live, I'm sorry. Stay holy, my friends, and may the force be with you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.